So welcome back to the National Tennis Center for the second game in the Davis Cup by Rakuten. As we saw the first game, Darian King winning 6-1, 6-1 over Trismo Wantara. In this second game, we're going to have Kaipo Marshall of Barbados. He's in the blue, and he'll be playing against Justin Barkey of Indonesia. So a nice matchup for the second game. A 19-year-old Marshall versus 21-year-old Barkey. That should be interesting. Joined by, there's a new man next to me. His name is Duncan Evanson. Duncan, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Anmar. Good to be here.
So nice to have you here, Duncan.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here. Beautiful day for tennis. Barbados starting off with a strong win with Darian, so hoping that Kaipo can continue.
Yeah, we just saw the post-match press conference, and Darian definitely delighted to have the advantage. Crucial for Barbados to, go into this game with some confidence. I think the away team have their work cut out for them.
Oh, absolutely. When you looked at just the rankings of the players that are coming, there was definitely the feeling that, as it relates to Darian, they were all out of their depth quite a bit. None of them have ever had a world ranking. They've played very few. I think the only matches at the level, at ATP level, is what they've played in Davis Cup. So, it's going to be tough for them when they're playing against Darian. But a match like this, for Justin Barkey playing Kaipo, this is a lot more evenly matched. Both players pretty inexperienced, and should be a competitive affair.
You mentioned about inexperience, but the young Marshall, he's looked good. He's had a couple of national tournaments now, so he's no stranger to playing high-level tennis and that intensity level. He's also played the Davis Cup before. However, he's making his debut in the Davis Cup at home, so this is a big moment for the 19-year-old. He said yesterday, though, that he's a bit disappointed. It's not the dream debut that he would have hoped for, obviously, the absence of fans here at the National Tennis Center, but he's definitely grateful and happy for the opportunity to play here at home. So it's a big opportunity for him. He'll be looking to deliver good. There's a lot of expectations on him, given his track record. He's the top 8 champion winning that tournament last year. It'd be good for him. I beg your pardon, he's the top 8 runners-up.
I was about to fact check you a little bit.
Runners-up,
but still had a very, very strong showing in that tournament,
Correct.
Playing against the very experienced Hayden Lewis.
Yeah, Hayden Lewis was the champion.
Taking him to 3 sets that's a very, very good result still for Kaipo. Yeah, he's developed very, very well. Has improved significantly over the years, and I'm personally very excited to be able to see him playing at this level and watching him as he develops and grows.
He is the top 8 runners-up. You see a bit of emotion from him there. He gets the first advantage of this game. What's important here for the young Marshall and Justin Barkey in this game, given how the first match has gone?
Well, the thing is that the pressure is more, I would say, more on the Indonesian player, simply because to a great extent, we have a trump card in Darian.
Yeah.
So we pretty much can mark down both of his singles matches as wins. And we having a stronger doubles team as Hayden and Darian, the likelihood of us losing that doubles tie is very, very small. So for them to have any chance at all, they need to win this match. Whereas Kaipo would have a little less pressure in that way, but still he would still want to make sure that he performs very well, and this would be considered a very winnable match for him. So he would want to try to get off on the right foot. But Darian winning the way that he did would definitely have set Kaipo in a good frame of mind, and hopefully he can maintain. I would say for this match in particular, how they start is going to be very important. If both men are going to be very, very trying very hard to make sure they hold their serve and keep things in check in that way, and then as the set progresses, then try to break. But nobody's going to want to drop serve early, because that puts you behind the 8 ball.
Correct. You mentioned wins and losses for Darian. Prior to the game earlier this morning, he had 29, so he moves to 30 singles wins now in the Davis Cup. So that's a quite impressive record for him.
Oh, absolutely.
As Kaipo Marshall wins the first game here for Barbados. So the Barbadians back up on top, and they'll be looking to see this one out pretty early. Darian King winning in just over an hour and about 15 minutes. So that one nice and early.
Mm-hmm.
A quick finish to that game. But I think this one, like you mentioned earlier, a bit of a more even contest.
Yeah. I would be very surprised if it went quickly or in either direction, to be honest. But so far, good start from Kaipo, holding serve confidently. So we have to see if he can make a dent early.
You mentioned the top 8. I remember the young Kaipo to reach the final. He defeated Xavier Lawrence in what was one of the most thrilling top 8 games. Some people even called it the final.
Right.
Remember that match? Two of Barbados' best young players going at it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's good because, for the younger players himself, you mentioned Xavier Lawrence, who's is not here. You have Stephen Slocum, you have Matthew Foster Eswick. So we have a group of young players who are able to really play some really good tennis, and them being able to have some experience at this level is invaluable. And obviously spending time with Darian and Hayden, that would help them to grow and develop. So it looks good. We do not have, I would say, at this point, as you always would put it, another Darian in the wings waiting to emerge, but we still can be competitive, and that's really what we want.
Most definitely agree with those comments. It's crucial for Barkey to get his team back up on top here. I wonder what's the game plan though for Indonesia at this moment. Obviously, Darian winning 6-1, 6-1, so a bit of back to the drawing board for the away team.
I suspect not. I'm confident that they knew that match was going to go just about the way it went.
Okay.
I don't think they would have been under any illusions that young Chisma Wantaro was going to challenge Darian in any great way. This match would be the one that they would say, look, we really need to take advantage. We need to try to win this one. It would be difficult for either team really to plan for in-match tactics. That's something that the captains will be doing on the fly because, there's no footage to go and watch some tapes and see how the other guy plays. You've got to kind of see it, watch him in practice, see if you can pick up anything. But you just really got to go out there and play and figure it out as you go. It's a good return.
Yeah, that one hit a bit long.
So first break point, which is good for Kaipo if he can take this one, immediately put pressure onto the Indonesian player.
It's always hard to recover once you're broken. Long from Marshall. A bit of nerves, a bit of anxiousness there.
Yeah, most likely. Everybody's. I'm sure that both of them have a bit. The butterflies are jumping around, but which is why the early stages of the match is so important. You don't want to lose your serve in the early stages before you settle down. By the time they get 2-3 games in, then these nerves should settle and they should be able to play more freely. But you want to try to minimize the damage until you get there. So far Kaipo has done his job, and Barkey looks like he's going to try to do his here now.
Barkey with the advantage. Barkey with the left hand serve. Oh, it's a lovely shot.
Well set up.
Too much for Marshall to handle. And we've got an all square affair here. Bit of misjudgment there from Marshall, you think?
Oh, no, that was just a well set up point by Barkey. The left-handers are always going to use that wide serve going to the backhand of a right-handed opponent, open up the court. There's only so much you can do if he gets it right. So that's the thing about when you're serving, and why breaking serve is so important, because once you win serve, once you're serving, you are automatically at an advantage. So you want to make sure that you don't give away that advantage.
Most definitely. So Marshall looking to hold serve here. He looks calm though, the young Marshall. Doesn't look nervous at all.
He looks very in control, which is good. Even if he's faking it.
Oh, yes.
Oh. As you made reference to earlier, he would have loved to have been able to debut in front of the home crowd, in front of an actual crowd. But at the same time, I do question whether having a crowd would add to the nervousness.
Okay.
Right? Because at the end of the day, there's more people to impress, as it were. Whereas here, maybe you can focus a little bit more. So it can go both ways, But I think overall, obviously, having the home support would be a huge boost for any player. But nonetheless, here we are, and he has to work with what he has.
There's also a big chance for him being moved up to number 2 for Barbados on the Davis Cup team, a position held by Hayden Lewis. So it's a big chance for Kaipo Marshall to prove now that he can dominate as well on the international circuit for Barbados. So to be bumped up at 19 years old, it's really a big chance for him.
Oh yeah,
Show his worth.
Definitely. I suspect that I haven't spoken to the captain to get any insider information. I'll have to see if I can sneak some over the next day and come back tomorrow maybe with some info and intel. But I suspect that it really is a good opportunity to get a young player this type of experience. Obviously Hayden is still considered Barbados' second best player. And one would expect that Hayden would be put into play the match. But at the same time, if you have an opportunity in a tie like this where neither of the opposing players are particularly experienced or particularly highly ranked or anything, you say, well, you know what, let's get Kaipo some experience, get him a real match, real in inverted commas, because usually a young player would only get to play what we call dead rubbers.
Yeah.
Ty's decided, you can go and play a match that doesn't mean anything, but playing a meaningful match would be a huge boost for him, and particularly playing a meaningful match that he can compete in. Because sometimes young players may get thrown in against a player who's way above their level. So I think it's a really, really good opportunity for him.
Comes to the net, but gives that one away.
Yes.
Squanders some chances here, Marshall.
Mixing it up, tried the serve and volley up break point, up game point, which is, keep his opponent guessing. But he just wasn't able to make the volley.
Bit of a cat and mouse situation there.
Tennis is all cat and mouse games. It's very, very chess-like.
That's a brilliant shot. Bit of a pump fist there. That means a lot to Justin Barkey.
Advantage, Indonesia.
And the applause from the away bench. That means a lot to them.
Oh yeah, that's a very good shot, a big pressure moment to get break point. So now it's the onus is on Kaipo to respond. He has to come up with a good serve here.
Double fault.
Double fault.
So Marshall broken.
Indonesia is like
And the away team goes up 2-1. A bit of work for Barbados to do at this moment, though.
It's early days, but that's a very, very big break for the Indonesian team. They would be very happy. That would have been the thing that they wanted to do: get an early break and then solidify from there. So They both had break chances early, but Barkey was able to take his.
As we see the Barkey and the coach having a discussion on our monitor. I wonder what's the discussion like. What will be the conversation at this moment?
I think he probably just trying to keep him motivated, keep him focused. There would be a lot of celebrating. Yes, you've got the break, but the work only just begun. It's early days. We want to make sure we solidify hold serve here. It's not a break until you hold. So he would definitely be trying to keep him focused on the task at hand.
That one goes long. Just to start Marshall wanted to this game. He needs that momentum going for him at this stage.
Definitely, definitely wants to. Yeah, if he can get an early lead in this game, which he has, and if you get that point, you definitely want to try to get this one. Get a second serve, so see if he can take advantage.
We saw a couple of double faults in the first match. Not seeing so many in this one. But that's a good sign.
No, I suspect that the young. That's hard luck. I suspect that Trutman Wantara was quite nervous, and so you saw that come out. He would be up game point, and then he would double fault, and that happened a few times where, playing a player like Darian is tough because not only because of the level he plays, but the type of player he is, where he doesn't give you anything. So you feel very pressured even when you're up. You still feel like I have to win this point. So it's very difficult. It's a good body serve.
30-15 now. Oh, brings Marshall to the net. He's unable to recover there. That's a brilliant point won by the away team.
The Indonesian team is showing some good hands. With a couple of very good drop shots. Kaipo is no slouch as it relates to speed, and neither is Darian, and they were able to successfully do it. So that's good on them.
Oh, yes. Game in Indonesia. They go up 3-1 in this one.
Yeah, well, so Kaipo just needs to stay calm. He's still, the match has just begun. So one break, the lead sometimes can feel a bit bigger than it actually is.
Yeah.
So it can change quite quickly as well. So he just needs to focus in, hold serve. One of the things that I think I expect that Coach Applewhite would be telling him, the captain, would be, he was in every returning game. He was in every service game. He basically made a few errors that allowed him to lose his serve.
Yeah.
So he's definitely really in it. If you look at the types of returns he's been hitting, he's hit some very good returns, but they're not capitalized on the second or third shot. So it's really for him to be able to put together a bit better the shots after the return. But he's not being served off the court, so that means that a break is always on the cards.
Oh, unlucky. Bit of a frustration starting to sneak in now from Marshall.
Yes. if I had to guess, I would guess that actually was a bit of a sign of nervousness because he really didn't shape himself well for that volley. Seemed a bit indecisive what he was trying to do. So he just needs to tighten up a little bit here.
That was a really good serve. Oh. Things not going to plan for Marshall. He hits another one into the net.
Yes. The pressure is on. This is now is the time when you say, before you say, okay, it's early days yet, but now 15:30, this is a big point for both players.
That one out before Marshall can respond.
Definitely grateful for a missed return. You'd want to try to force another missed return or get an ace, or at least take control at this point with the first serve. One of the most valuable things, especially when you're down a break, is to win easy points on your serve. You don't want to have to be working tirelessly to win your serve and then you're still down when you're returning. So an easy point here would be just what the doctor ordered. Break point again.
Back against the wall now. He has to find some way to dig himself out of this hole.
He's setting up the points. Unfortunately, he's missing on shot number 2 or 3 when he's in a pretty advantageous position. So that's both good and bad, because it shows that if he is able to tighten up those points, then he's definitely in with a shot. But if he's not, well, you can get pretty frustrated missing shots that you shouldn't miss.
Marshall broken again.
The unfortunate thing is, even more so than the first time, Kaipo just broke himself. With a few, I would say, uncharacteristic unforced errors in that game. So he's given himself a hole to climb out of.
Be a mountain to climb now. If he can get back into this one.
The good thing about tennis is that it's one sport that you can never be too far behind.
Yep.
Even if you've not won a point and you're down 5-love, 40-love, you can start winning points and come back and win that same set. So, a lot of work to do, but based on the way that the match has gone so far, if he can tighten up on the unforced errors, then he can definitely change the complexion of this match.
So Kaipo Marshall, the young Barbadian, would have his work cut out for him. What do you think is going through Marshall's brain at this moment?
Well, I mean, right now, I would hope that he's focused on one point at a time. Try to get an early lead in this game, and because he needs to break serve here. He has to break twice to get back into this set. So, but if you start with this first one, but really, it's really just 1 point at a time at this point. Right, starts with the first one. One tactic that a lot of players will use is to try to put together points in sequence. So you want to try to build momentum.
Yeah.
Especially when you're down. You say, okay, well, I've won that one. Let me definitely win this one. And try to win 2 points in a row as often as possible. That's a really good shot.
Brilliant.
It's a really, really good shot.
Yeah, he drew Marshall to the line there, to the net. He was unable to recover. Brilliant drop shot.
Definitely. Showing some good touch.
Has to keep his concentration here, Young Marshall.
Feels like he may be rushing a little bit. So you need to settle down, settle into some, try to extend the points, make the points a little longer, not necessarily try to finish the points so quickly. Get himself back into a little bit of a groove.
You mentioned the rush. We definitely saw it there in that one. 40-15. Barkey with a big opportunity to go 5-1 up.
He does it.
Yep.
Indonesia is by 5-1.
So as much as this set is almost done and dusted, it's still very important for Kaipo to hold serve. Try to solidify at least that part of his game, get his serve back on track, and also so that he, even if he loses his set 6-2, he starts his second set serving and can come out of the gates a bit stronger. So still a very important game for him to try to get at least a little bit of momentum going into the second set. It's way long.
Hearing a bit of expression there from Marshall down on the court. That was a fast serve. Chatting to himself a bit there.
Yes, I mean, that's something that tennis players do quite a lot. You're there by yourself, so you get very accustomed to having full conversations.
Come on, he said.
Good serve. We definitely want to try to get this point. And he wants to, it's good for him to have positive reactions to points that he's winning. Especially when you're down, that's very important to try to build yourself, boost your confidence, and try to get back into a match.
That one goes out. So Marshall with a golden opportunity here to hold serve. But it would mean that Barkey would serve for the set.
Yeah. As I said, is the position that Kaipo would have is a good clean hold here. It will help.
Oh, that was a lovely serve.
And that's well done. That's exactly what he needed. Hold serve, hold it comfortably, And then
Indonesians by
you know
5 games to 2.
try to get his teeth into this service game, but really with one eye on the second set and looking to turn things around there. It's 2 best of 3, so even after losing this one, he's still in the match. But of course, if he can get his teeth into Barkey's serve and shake him a little bit, then a comeback could be on the cards.
Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, like you mentioned, a very important hole there. Not only for the game too, but for his confidence as well.
Absolutely.
That will mean a lot to him.
Absolutely.
So we see the conversation there going on between Barkey and the coach. The players having a bit of water. Definitely a hot day, so
Definitely.
need to hydrate.
Yeah. And I mean, I probably should have done a little more research to see what the climate is like in Indonesia, but it's hard for me to imagine a place that's as hot as Barbados is right now. So it is that is actually one of the things that I see as an advantage for any Barbadian player. We're a lot more accustomed to this heat and humidity than players visiting. So if you can make a match extend, the longer you can extend a match for, the better position you could find yourself in.
It's interesting that you said that, because in the post-match press conference between Darian King and Trismo Wantara actually said the conditions are very similar in Barbados.
Right.
So it seems to be some conditions that they are familiar with.
Right.
So we see a nice shot of an aircraft going in, making its way to the Grattley Adams International Airport. Nice scene.
Yeah.
It's a 15 all.
Game of first set, Indonesia.
Score was incorrect. It was 40-love there.
40 love, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that's game of first set.
Barkey takes the first set. So if Kaipo Marshall is to give Barbados a 2-love lead going into tomorrow's final day, he'll have to do it from behind, and he'll have to win 2 games straight. So
Yeah. I mean, again, tennis is 2 best of 3 in this format, and he would have in his junior career and all through his career, he would have definitely have come back from big defeats and big losses of a first set and come back and win matches. It's just one of those things that you do. You don't want to do it. You don't try to go behind by a set and then have to come back. But it's a situation that happens quite often, and they will definitely be looking at okay, what tactically can we do differently? What can we adjust? What can we improve? To be honest, tactically, I don't see any great need for a change. It really is more about execution. Quite a number of unforced errors that took place in that first set for Kaipo, and if he's able to tighten up those, maybe be a bit more patient, let the points develop a little bit more, then I think he can make a good shout for this one.
that one out.
As I said earlier, he'll definitely want to get an easy hold here. That would be what he and Captain would have spoken about, high percentage of first serves, get an easy hold, and then look to break. That will not help.
Nope. 15 all, the double fault. Oh, yes.
And why I think that was an even better point was in the first set, one of those shots that Kaipo hit early, he would have come to net behind it and tried to finish the point, but he took his time and he worked the point and allowed Barkey to make an error. So that's a good sign.
It's another good one. Marshall,
14.
a bit more emotion there from him after winning that one.
You see, so far these points have, to my mind, worked in Kaipo's favor, where he's been a bit more patient, let the points come to him a little bit more, and allow Barkey then to, because he essentially what Barkey was doing was just allowing him to miss. Just Kaipo's going to miss, he's going to give me the point. But now he's not giving him the point, so he has to work for it, and he's showing that he too can make some errors.
Oh, lovely.
And then a good serve to finish it. So that's a really good start for this set for Kaipo. Really good start. That's exactly what they would have wanted. And now the conversation would be, okay, let's get our teeth in. Let's make every return. No free points. I know Captain Applewhite quite well, and that's his favorite thing is no free points on returns. Never miss a return, make them work for every point. So that would definitely be something that Kaipo would have been told, and let's see if he can make that happen.
Be interesting if he can brace here. That one a bit close to the body.
It's a very, very good body serve. The swing of the left-handed serve is always going to be tough, trying to run around it or forehand. So, he's as most left-handers at his level would. He knows how to use the lefty serve to its advantage. But Kaipo would still be a bit disappointed because you want to at least make him play a second ball. Even if it's not the best return, you want to make him play, make him work for the point. There you go.
15 all.
The wind seems to be picking up again.
Yeah, the tree's blowing a little more.
Oh, that's a lovely shot from Kaipo Marshall. And he needed that one.
That was definitely a
15.
very good return. Nice and low, down at his toes. He had very few options in terms of picking that one up. So, and then a good passing shot in the end from Kaipo. So 15-30 here. Big point. Kaipo can put some pressure on him with a good return here.
Oh, lucky.
Comes up with a good serve, but I'm sure Kaipo would feel like he had that on his racket. He would definitely would want that one back. He'd want to make that return.
Oh, it comes to the line. Oh,
played.
exit long.
Well played, and a much more confident looking volley. He really stuck that one and chose well by not giving him an angle straight back down the middle of the court. Then he doesn't have any angle to automatically use to go either cross court or down the line, so he ended up just bunting it wide. So break point here, big point again, pressure's on. If we can, again, Kaipo is going to want to say, let me make this return, make him play. That's a very good serve. Great response.
Well poised match.
Great response.
Duncan, well poised match.
Yeah. But again, Kaipo will know that that's the nature of returning. You guys gonna hit a good serve, you shake your head and just move on. Walk to the next side and try to put the pressure on him again.
Marshall hits it low and it's advantage Barkey.
Advantage, Indonesia.
Yeah, that's a return you've got to make. A deuce, down a set deuce, you definitely want to make that return, put the pressure on him, make him have to win the point. You don't want to give him anything for free.
There's no doubt that Barkey will be looking for an ace here. Have a bit of noise there. Maybe someone's car alarm goes off.
A good return. Very good return.
Use.
That finally it's off.
Maybe it was timed well. Just in time to a little distraction for Barkey. Another very good serve.
Brilliant
That's
ace.
a really good serve. And that's one of those ones as a returner you have to clap in your mind and say, okay, good serve. And move to the next one and try to make him play. Definitely a good response from the Indonesian player.
Barkey, they're looking for back-to-back aces.
He was, but it came back well. So that thankfully that correction is not too disadvantageous for either player. That's a good hold.
Game Indonesia.
That's a good hold, but still, it still is a what Kaipo would definitely be telling himself is, I was in with a shot there, put some pressure on him in that returning game. So, if he can again try to get an easy hold and then put the pressure back on.
Barkey hit that one into the net.
One of the best things you love to see as a returner, as a server, is your opponent dumping balls in the net when you serve. It's
$15 love.
You know.
you don't want to give up 3 points with double faults. Definitely don't want to give up 3 points with double faults. He's gonna want to tighten up on that. Try to cut those out.
On force error.
And that is exactly the type of error that we saw a lot of in the first set. That I would say that's one of the first ones we've seen in this set so far. So he's going to want to quickly forget that after a really good serve. remember the serve, forget the forehand, and try to do better for this point.
Bit of a rush shot there though from Kaipo.
A little indecisive. Almost looking at his opponent rather than the ball.
Needed that one.
Definitely needed that one, and you could almost feel the tension of that's another short forehand. Definitely don't want to miss this one again, you know. But he made it, did well. So 30 all, big point here still. Really good serve. Really good serve. Good first volley. Good finish in the point. That was well done.
Marshall looking to hold here. Stands a good chance. Can he see it out? That's the big question.
This guy is showing some very good touch.
Yep.
Very good touch.
He brought Marshall right where he wanted him.
Correct, the ball is good. First serve.
That's a very fortunate situation for Kaipo, because he now gets a first serve.
Yep.
Because of that correction. That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Advantage Kaipo Marshall.
Took his time, stayed in control of the point, even when he hit a one or two big shots in that point that you could see he wanted to step in, but because of the replay from Bark, he was good. He took his time and really good point.
Important for him to hold serve.
Definitely.
Oh, lucky, unlucky.
Yes.
Tactics are a little interesting to me from Barkey, because he seems to not be interested in playing very long points. It's almost every time that the point starts to extend a little bit, he seems to like to throw in a drop shot, kind of end the point a little quicker, which is interesting. Something to watch.
Advantage, Indonesia.
He didn't have to do that, Marshall.
He needed to make it. he needed to make it. That was, again, the short forehand after a very good serve. You're in control of the point. That's definitely not the type of unforced error you want. So pressure, no. Break point down.
Oh, it's a
And
lovely
he
serve.
deals with the pressure beautifully. Very good serve.
Game getting a bit intense now.
This is become an even bigger game because of how long it has been.
Advantage
Another
Marshall.
good serve. I would say Barkey would definitely be a bit disappointed that he missed that return though. He right on his racket. He would want to get that one back. A first serve here would definitely be what Kaipo would be looking for.
Yes.
Very good serve.
Yep.
Got a semi-attackable return, but those are the ones that are giving us some trouble, giving Kaipo some trouble right now. Not being able to take advantage of that particular type of ball. Maybe trying to do a little too much with it. Needs to be a little more patient, be willing to work the point. Even though you've hit a really good serve, if the man hits a good return, you have to
match it.
You got to be patient. You can't try to overdo with the next ball just because you hit what you thought was a good serve.
Advantage Indonesia.
And Barkey is speaking to his bench and getting them to make a bit of noise.
Break point.
Yeah, great point. Again, this is a big game because of how long it's been going. This is definitely a big point and a big game. It almost will feel bigger than it actually is because it's only 1-1. But the pressure mounts every time that it goes back and forth.
Yep. Yeah,
That's a really, really well played point from Kaipo. Really, really well played. Good defense from Barkey, though. I have to say he's defending well in those situations, but Kaipo really, really dealt with that well.
Marshall stamping his authority there. Whatever you can do, I can do better. Oh, the drop shot. Oh,
There you
yes.
go. So as I said, the drop shot tactic seems to be something that they're throwing in quite often. But I have to admit, it feels a bit gambly for me. It feels every time I see it come out in the Times, it feels this feels like we're going to Atlantic City, and I'm not sure if that's what you want to be doing. That's
Back at
tough.
Juice.
Back at Juice with a double fault. That's after two good points, you don't break point, you play a really good point to win it, you play another good point to go up, game point to give it away on a double fault is tough.
I'm wondering at this stage if we will see an end to this game. It's been going quite a while now.
That was a
Advantage
good
Barbados.
second serve. I would say a little lucky, the missed return from Barkey, but he definitely is going to want to make a good first serve here to close out this game.
Is this the moment for Kaipo Marshall? Yes, it is.
Very good point. Well played.
Look what it means to them. It brought the non-playing captain for Barbados, Damien Applewhite, to his feet. The high five there to Kaipo Marshall. That's a big turning point in this game.
Yeah, that's a really a very important hold. Very important hold. As that could have felt like the end if you lose serve there, but holding there, put the pressure onto Barkey, who would be disappointed having not broken with quite a few opportunities to break. So you have to try to take his disappointment and increase it, capitalize and make it grow.
Marshall there in our shot. Keeping hydrated, which is a must.
Even for us sitting in the shade. It is warm.
Yeah, it's warm out there. Not bad up here though.
It's a little bit of a breeze. Not as much wind as we typically get here at the National Tennis Centre. I will say to you that the wind has been our friend over the years playing ties at home, because very few players are from outside of Barbados are used to these types of conditions, but there's not much wind to speak of. So
how crucial is the next point?
I would say at this point it's drop shot again. Good lob. Nope, it's long. That's a well played by Kaipo. I would say that point was pretty important, but to a great extent right now, I'd say it's very important for Kaipo to make him play, to make returns. That keeps the pressure on if he's making returns, because generally speaking, he's able to be in the point.
Here's the drop shot again. Oh yes!
Well played.
Lovely tennis.
So you see the drop shots worked early, but he's throwing them in pretty often, and that can be one of those things that comes back to bite you, because Kaipo's getting to them easier and easier, and doing a bit better with them when he's there. So love 30 now.
Maybe at this stage Barkey has to change his game plan and his tactic. The drop shot not working to his advantage.
No, it's definitely not working anymore. It hasn't worked the last few times.
That one going a bit long from Marshall. Yeah, maybe it's time for a change of plan.
Well, I will tell you that I'm my biased self says I hope he continues. Maybe it'll work next time for you, Justin. Keep going for it.
Marshall with the drop shot now. Oh,
good hands.
Oh, yes.
Good hands from both players. Good quick reactions there from Barkey.
The type of tennis we love to see here at the National Tennis Centre.
Good quick reactions. As you said, Kaipo with a little bit of a drop shot there. It's 30 all.
It's interesting to note those after that point. The reaction from the away bench was brilliant.
And this is break point now. Yeah, no. One of the beautiful things about Davis Cup is just the partisan nature of the crowds. So the away bench would definitely try to give their player as much as they can, just like the Barbadians would do for Kaipo.
Huge moment in this game. That was a lovely serve.
Very good serve.
Too hot to handle. Too hot to handle.
Painted the lines there. Painted the line with that serve.
He said, come on.
he'd want another one of those.
Out.
Oh, well played from both players, but Kaipo could not get his racket on that one enough to put it back into the court. Good movement from Barkey. Good hands.
Advantage, Barkey.
Earns himself a game point.
Advantage Indonesia.
Saw the celebration from Barkey after that point. Good to see.
Deuce.
Barkey thought that ball was out, so he
Bit of misjudgment.
a bit thrown by that lack of a call. But, unfortunate for him, but gives Kaipo an opportunity to maybe sneak another break here, another break point if he can get his teeth into this serve.
Unable to return.
Good serve, but again, those are the types of returns that you definitely want to make him have to, win the point with another ball after that. Good serve again. So I don't know if you noticed that Barkey's stepped a bit wider on the left side
Yep.
to really maximize the angle of that lefty serve. And the interesting thing for Kaipo is that you can't respond to that. You can't then respond by stepping further away because he could always go big up the tee. So you have to just try to play it on its merit.
A good hold there from Barkey, though. He needed that.
So we're even Stevens in this set. Both men have managed the pressure on their respective serves. Let's see if Kaipo can do it again.
Yep.
It's a good start.
Keeping up.
You'd love to get 3 more of those easy points.
Lovely forehand work there from Marshall.
Seems a lot more patient, growing in confidence with his ground strokes. So that's a good sign. Definitely would want to, if possible, another good serve, another good first serve.
Unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky. Clipped the net. Just stood up there for Barkey.
Thank you.
30 all.
Again, short forehand, point that ball that you really don't want to miss those.
Oh, that's a
That's
lovely
good.
yes.
That's a good reply. Good reply. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Another good serve here. and solidify this hold. Another good serve. Well done.
Game Barbados.
So Marshall and Barbados goes up 3-2. This is second game. See a bit of a discussion going on here from Appleway and Marshall.
He'll definitely be trying to keep him confident, keep him focused. You know, and I definitely would want him to get into this service game early, into this return game early, because a break here would definitely be what you'd be looking to do. And to be very honest, I really feel that making the returns, because I haven't seen Barkey really, he's not blowing him off the court. Even when he makes a return that's not the biggest return, he's not then taking that and blowing him off the court with the second ball. So you could kind of afford to maybe even be a little more conservative with the return to make sure you make it. And keep the pressure on him so that he kind of feels like maybe he starts to go for more on either his serve or on the shot after. Or maybe he throws in another drop shot. That's a very good serve.
Lovely.
See Kaipo telling himself to stay calm, which is good. Another good serve. Well played.
Oh.
Kaipo did a very smart thing there. So after those two big serves, he took a little extra time between the points, slow it down a little bit, and then come back and play a really good return point. So the last thing you need is for your opponent's service game to blow by quickly.
No.
I see what he was going for, but I have to say I feel a little bit more than what was needed at this point.
Yeah, he rushed that one, Kaipo Marshall.
Yeah. Staying in the point there and building would have been useful. I mean, if he'd made it, he'd be a genius. So good return. Off of a good serve.
Yep.
Good return.
40-30.
Barkey seems to be getting a little unhappy with some of the lack of line calls, but 40-30, still game point for the serving Indonesian, but and a good serve. That was a very, very good service game from Barkey.
3 games off.
So this one definitely going down to the wire, it seems.
Yeah, this is what we call the business end of a set. You know, where a break now means there's very little room for error
Yep.
for anybody serving. So a good hold here now is crucial. Good start. Good start.
15-0.
Kaipo's first serve percentage has improved in this set, and I think that's helped him a lot.
That's a long one.
7-0.
Thankfully, he had a bit of a cushion, but still, you don't want to be giving free points and pulling Barkey back into the game unnecessarily. So he definitely wants to get a good serve here and win this point. Good patience. Good patience. Really good patience there from Kaipo.
14-15.
And the great thing about that is that he was not trying to hit a winner. He was taking the ball on its merit and hit the right shot
At the right time.
at the right time. That's what you want. Ooh,
Oh.
misjudged that one. Misjudged that one.
Oh, he's lit up there.
Still in it.
Still got the slight advantage. It sat up nicely.
I think it was. It seemed higher than. It was not as high as he thought it was.
Yeah.
And by the time he went up for it, he was a bit late. Caught it from too low, so mistimed it.
Oh.
Good serve, but
Use
again, seems to rush that shot just a little bit. So what was looking like an easy hold is now a little bit of pressure for young Marshall. And that was really good patience.
That's a lovely one.
Really good patience. He took his time. Barkey's just keeping it in at this point. He's really not trying to be aggressive at all. He's definitely trying to wait to see allow Kaipo to miss. So it's not necessary for Kaipo to go for too much. He can take his time and work the point. Oh, that's a good return.
Nothing he could do about that one.
Very good return.
Bit of a chant from the away team. Interesting to get the momentum.
advantage, Indonesia.
Pressure on. So very, very bad time to double fault.
Marshall about to be broken, it seems.
Well, still here with it. He needs to come up with a good first serve here, I think. And he comes up with a really good second serve. Very, very good second serve. Finding his opponent's backhand, which I think is the right tactic at this point in time. Yeah, no, that was not a good enough approach.
Nope.
Not a good enough approach at all.
Advantage, Indonesia.
You gave away that one there, Marshall.
Pressure on again. He's handled the pressure very well this set so far. So let's see if he can pull himself out of this one again.
So Marshall broken.
Yeah, once again, a really good second serve, but Barkey defending well. And Kaipo unable to come up with a good enough shot on that approach. He would definitely be disappointed on the way that he was broken there, because he was up 30-love, was in control of that game, and a couple of unforced errors, including an overhead on game point.
Yep.
He will, if he goes on to lose this match, he'll dream about tonight.
So a decisive moment in this game. Barkey can serve to go up 5-3.
Yep. But like I was saying earlier, this is the good thing about how Kaipo ended the first set by holding, and then what that does is that now he's down a break. But even if Barkey holds, he still has another opportunity to stay in the set. Whereas if the flip it happens,
Yeah.
It's if he was serving second, it would be a completely different thing. So he needs to now it's time to get his teeth into this return game, and he needs this one. Good serve.
Excellent serve.
But once again, like I said before, Kaipo needs to make those returns. Those are the ones when the guy hits a good serve, but you get your racket on it. You need to make him play. Second serve, he has to try to take advantage here.
Yep.
And he does.
Crashes one into the net.
Good return and put Barkey on the back foot a little bit. So That was a good shot.
Wow.
Very
Look
good
at
shot.
that.
30 feet.
Inside out side.
Yes, very good down the line forehand there. I have to say, I feel as if Kaipo is going to his forehand a little more than I think he should. Oh, get lucky there. He gives him an error, so we're in this game, 30 all. I feel Kaipo needs to first of all make the return, but then see if he can start to open up the Barkey backhand a little bit more.
Yep.
You want that return, need that return. Good serve, but again, those are the exact ones that when your opponent hits a good serve, but it's on your racket, you've got to make him play that ball. In particular when you're down a break. Ooh.
Just
Barkey would love to get that one back again.
Yes.
That was the exact game plan. Serve out wide, forehand up the line. Got the tape. Kaipo will count himself fortunate there, but he has to take advantage.
goes for the lob.
Good enough lob. Just good enough. It was just enough that he had to reach for it a little. Barkey will still be disappointed because, you know, players at this level will feel that any overhead is something that should be made. So he won't be happy with himself there.
Almost.
Inches, centimeters.
Marshall's about to celebrate.
He was. it looked good from up here too, until it just touched. I think it was just wide, and it's unlucky. That would have been a very, very nice momentum swing for Marshall there, but he has to stick his teeth back into this.
Has to reset, rejig, and go and come again.
Yep. And that's a great serve.
Brilliant, yes.
Really good serve.
Marshall has it all to do. Gets the return. Oh, yes!
Well played again.
Brilliant.
Really good game there from Barkey. He handled, he had to withstand some pressure. I would say got a little lucky with that ball just wide from Marshall on that point. But he took good advantage with a couple of very good serves and was able to finish that point. So now all of the pressure is on the Barbadian side of the court.
He needs the hole here.
Oh, absolutely. No choice. Do or die right here.
Oh, not what he wanted. Signs of frustration here for Kaipo Marshall.
Yeah, he definitely he knows he's missed way too many of those exact same shots, shortish attack, kind of attackable forehands, and just not the type of ball that you can afford to give away.
Nice recovery with the serve there.
But if you notice what Barkey's doing, he's just blocking it back. He's putting it into the court to let Kaipo dictate the point and make his own errors. So
The Wave bench no more loader than the Barbados bench.
well, I have to say their benches, they have more ancillary staff than players in their camp. So they
Nevertheless, Marshall with a 40-15 lead.
definitely want to end it right here, though. You don't want to make this game any more competitive. You want a quick hold and then
Look to break.
look to break to get back into it.
Yep.
And he does it.
Game Barbados.
And he does it. So that's
Indonesia leads by 5 games to 4.
5-4 again. Do or die break time here.
This could potentially be the most important game for young Marshall so far in this match.
Yeah, definitely is. As I said, it's now or never situation. If he doesn't figure out how to break through in the Barkey serve, that's going to be the end.
He hasn't been able to break
Up to this point,
Barkey so far for the match.
he's had plenty of opportunities, but not been able to actually break through. So he has one more chance to try.
If he's gonna do it, he has to do it now.
Definitely.
Time.
The start Kaipo wanted.
Yeah. Okay. Similar to how Barkey got a little fortunate in the last game with inches, Kaipo's got fortunate with his, so it was gone both ways. Ooh.
15-all.
Must say the officials have been doing an excellent job with their calls all day.
Yeah, they have. But I find Barkey questioned a few, and as did Kaipo, but generally speaking, nothing to complain about where calls are concerned. It's another good serve. Kaipo's going to need this point. 2 points away now for Barkey.
Turns it. Oh!
Yeah. That's on your racket.
40-15.
Tough shot. Match points here.
Match point. The point to potentially level the tie at one apiece. All squared.
Game 7 Indonesia.
1-1.
6-4.
Justin Barkey defeats Kaipo Marshall 6-2, 6-4. And it's all squared here at the National Tennis Center going into tomorrow's decisive day.
Decisive day tomorrow. You know, was a must-win situation for Indonesia for sure. But you know, Kaipo Marshall, he'll be disappointed. He will feel like he had a lot of chances. That the score doesn't even really speak to how much in the match he was. But overall, for Team Barbados, this is not. It would have been nice to win this match, but the plan is definitely to dominate the doubles tomorrow, and then for Darian to win his second singles match. So yes, this is, you know, Justin Barkey has shown made a very good showing today. But who he'll face tomorrow in Darian King will be a bit of a different proposition. So
All to play for tomorrow then.
all to play for tomorrow.
Yeah, how would you sum up the entire day after what has transpired today? Obviously, Darian King with the victory this morning to give Barbados the 1-0 lead. And obviously now Justin Barkey now clawing his way back into it for the away team, Indonesia. So, I mean, how would you put it into words?
Like I said, it's a bit of what could be expected. This would have been one of the probable scenarios that you would have looked at as a team. You know that, you know, Kaipo with his inexperience playing against Barkey, you know, it could go either way, but the team would have known, well, you know what, having a fresh Hayden for doubles will definitely be a big boost. So I would still say Barbados is still in pole position because of Darian obviously being the heavy favorite to win any singles match he plays tomorrow, and of course also I would say that himself and Hayden Lewis are still heavy favorites to take that doubles tie, that doubles rubber first thing in the morning. So, you know, disappointing loss here for Kaipo personally.
Yeah.
But I think overall the team will still be in very good spirits and good shape, knowing that tomorrow they still are the favorites to take the tie.
As we see the conversation still going on down on the court between both teams actually.
Yeah.
Ahead of tomorrow's doubles. I think how important is the doubles match tomorrow?
It's critical. The doubles is critical. The doubles is definitely, and again, I would say even more so for the Indonesian team than for the Barbadian team, because, you know, it's pretty much a given that Darian is going to win his singles tomorrow. So in order for them to have a chance, they need to win the doubles. Whereas, you know, if in my estimation, if they are able to give an upset win over Hayden and Darian tomorrow, you know, they still have the fifth rubber to play, where, you know, you would see either Kaipo, maybe Hayden plays in the fifth rubber. He's played hero for us in a fifth rubber before here in Barbados, or maybe they give Matthew or Stephen a nod. But either way, we have good players who could any of them could win a fifth rubber for us. So definitely the doubles is very, very critical for every team. You know, you want to win as every match you play, but I would say even more so for the Indonesian team.
Just before we go, what's the game plan for both teams tomorrow?
Game plan, I would say, is definitely, you know, focus in, really try to get your teeth into the doubles, win that, and then try to do what you can. Again, the game plan for the Indonesians is win the doubles, win the fifth rubber. I really don't think they'll be planning to beat Darian, because that's unlikely to happen. But for us, I'm sure that the plan is to come out really strong in the doubles, win that, and then Darian wrap it up in the singles in the fourth rubber.
A bit of history too at stake for Barbados, going after a first Davis Cup win since September 2017. So that's 4 years.
Yeah, so it's been a while. It's been a tough few years. Darian has dealt with a lot of injuries. Hayden as well. So it's been a tough road the last couple of years, but But you know, Darian is in full fitness. Hayden has been training and doing well, so I think that we're still in good shape, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll definitely be looking forward to tomorrow. Some good tennis. We'll be hoping that the weather will keep good, nice and sunny here today. My name is Anmar Goodridge Boyce, and I'm joined by Duncan Evanson, and this has been live coverage of Davis Cup by Rakuten. So until tomorrow, see you soon and goodbye.